Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm 22 years old and I have a rare syndrome called Chard syndrome. Chard syndrome affects all my senses and some of my organs. For me, it affects my brain, my ears/hearing, my eyes, my smell, touch, taste, my throat, swallowing, my breathing, my heart, my lungs, and it affects my balance. I think that's all my problems. Because of my disability, there's a lot of things I need to do in the morning. I was diagnosed with Chard syndrome when I was 1 week old. When I was younger, I went to hospital 20 times a year until I was 7, and I've had over 32 operations. The earliest one I remember is getting my ears pinned back.
So the first thing I do in the mornings is get Sarah's breakfast ready. It takes her about an hour to eat her breakfast and get things ready, so it's quite important I get all this done. So she has porridge, vitamin drink. Seems to just give her a bit of a boost in the mornings.
I like to make my room stylish, so I have a lot of cushions.
One of the specialists has a good sort of little saying where, you know, charge kids have to think about breathing, think about eating, think about sitting, think about seeing, think about hearing, and then they learn.
What should I wear today?
She really can't eat foods that are too hot or too cold. Swallowing for her is a thoughtful thing. She has to think about swallowing, so we make the food soft, room temperature.
I think I might wear a cardigan today.
And taste doesn't matter because she has no taste. Yeah, we've come very good at chopping things up very small. and you want it to be healthy, something that she enjoys, although she doesn't taste it, at least she enjoys looking at it. A lot of her foods are peer pressure sort of foods that we've managed to get her on. So, you know, the bowl of porridge with the fruit on the top is very Instagrammable, isn't it? So that's how I've managed to get her to have that.
Every morning I do a swallow prompt. I do it for 5 minutes, one time in the morning, and it's to help my throat remember and my brain to swallow pretty much, because you're supposed to swallow every 30 seconds, but I don't actually swallow every 30 seconds. So I have to remind myself to swallow pretty much. And it makes a noise like that, and then I do a big swallow.
Sarah, you forgot to swallow.
Sarah also likes her routine, so she does eat the same thing for breakfast, lunch, and then dinner is a bit of a variety.
It sounds like I'm getting a text, and some people think I am, but I'm not. I'm just doing my swallow prompt.
Sarah, breakfast is ready. Is your porridge? Morning. Morning. The main worry with Sarah is that she will, choke, and she can choke on her saliva as well. So going out on her own is quite stressful because you worry that that is going to happen.
Well, I could go down the wrong hole and I'll choke. Or a cough, like maybe it could be a cough like or it could be a real full-on choke.
Sarah was born on Boxing Day. Cows went into labour on Christmas Day, so it was a bit of a rush Christmas dinner, then off to Middlemore. And they sort of noticed a few things there. I remember one of the nurses on there, she'd been working overseas and recognised Charge syndrome from one of the ears when Sarah was born, so we quite quickly got sent off to get some other tests done. Within a few days, she was having a heart operation in Green Lane.
I remember when we went to Green Lane and there was a printout sheet and a nurse had left it on the thing and it talked about Charge and it said, you know, deaf, blind. We used the word retarded, obviously, intellectually. We were just like, wow. And they were going to we're talking about repairing her heart then. And I remember Kerry saying, is she going to thank us for repairing her heart if all these other things are there and things?
Went through quite an ordeal. It was always all a big shock. You don't really know what's going on. You don't really have an understanding of everything back then too. It sort of comes a bit clearer a bit later. And you slowly you're involved in it and you're sort of just doing what you have to do, I think, and that's how it starts.
They did say she may not survive, you know, her first year and things, and then they sort of said, well, she might get to 5. I didn't think of it in a time frame, if you like.
It's hard to remember how you actually coped with it because you don't really have a choice. You're just involved in the process and in some ways it's taken out of your hands.
First was fixing her heart, so they fixed that at Green Lane and then we transferred to Starship and they were going to sort out her breathing because she wouldn't come off the ventilator. Then she got her trachea when she was 20 days old. The ENT person was Colin Barber and his thoughts were that if she could breathe easily, then she would thrive. Once we got the trachea and she was breathing, then it switched to feeding her. So we stayed in hospital for about 4 months after she was born in Starship, and one of the main reasons was she just wouldn't gain weight. We finally got her on tube feeding and she was having 20 mils an hour, 22 hours a day. For the first couple of years of her life, it was basically her attached to a pole with a feeding pump on it and the bottle hanging down. We started just, like on baby food, even though she would have been 5 or 6. So she was tube fed till she was 8. She was at school, but I would go to school and feed her through the tube at lunchtime and things.
I've had 32 operations in my life. Pretty much most of my parts of my body. Eyes, ears, heart, tummy, because my gastrostomy feeding tube, and of course my neck, because I had a breathing tube, my tracheostomy.
You sort of in the back of my mind whether she'd walk because she always had bad balance. It's quite a sensory deprivation thing, or sensory, the lack of senses.
Are my shoes on the right feet?
No.
Yeah, I can't really feel when they're on the wrong feet. I can't even tie up my shoelaces. It's quite hard. So we'll just tuck the laces in. That's a cool way to do it these days anyway.
As she grows, things have become, something like the throat has become bigger. It works better. But other things have deteriorated. She had to get her left eye removed because the retina detached in that because it was always frail anyway. But yeah, there's a lot of things till you find out that you don't realise are wrong or not quite as they should be from the start. You don't get hit with everything all at once because they're still finding out things.
I think about everything that Sarah's been through. These folders are probably quite a good example of it. These are only the last 3 years. I've got another box full of folders somewhere else, but this is just, like she said, 32 surgeries, appointments, speech language appointments, specialist appointments. So this x-ray tells a lot. So there's her tracheostomy, there's her feeding tube, and this is the x-ray of her lungs, which showing pneumonia, which is the white patches.
Today I'm going out to Homer for a course about how to use a cane properly. They'll teach me how to cross the road properly with a cane, or how to hold it if you're in a busy place. I've had this cane for about a year now. Canes are really useful when people notice you in public because they get out of the way. But also, it can help at airports really well, going through customs. Or if you want to go and meet someone famous, it can work.
Her left eye is a glass eye, and she has a little bit of vision in her right eye.
It's an assessment, right?
Yeah.
So I'd like to just get some information.
That's because, yeah, I haven't had it in a while.
Do you feel confident going up and down steps? Probably no.
Down is harder. I feel
I
okay
see.
going up, down.
Yeah, down
Yeah.
problematic. Okay.
So sometimes with escalators, but they're okay.
Yes, it's pretty tricky. Escalator's tricky.
Yeah.
Come out.
Because, yeah, I didn't need to hold it down like that.
Yes. Yeah. Swing your cane. Feel the ground.
that.
Yep. Okay. There we go. Relax your hold. And like this. And put it in front of you. Yep. Can you feel the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like you to concentrate on feeling what's on the floor. Good. And then turn to your left. Yes, good. Okay. So let's go all the way out over there. Let's go out.
I can feel that. Oh,
Oh.
there's something there. This way.
That's right. Perfect. Okay.
Because I can see a bit.
Okay, you're gonna swing and feel the ground. Swing your cane. Swing your cane. Yep. Okay, now we turn left. Swing it.
Okay.
The cane, it has a reflective section, white and red. They can see it from half kilometer. And especially when the cane is moving, the more it's visible. All the way to blends.
Sarah's, wants to be treated the same as everyone else. She may need a little bit of help with some things, but in general, doesn't want to be the odd one out, and I think she's quite capable of just doing what she needs to do.
I like to eat sandwiches for lunch because sandwiches are good because they're easy to chew and swallow, and I pick cheese or ham really because they're the easiest thing to eat. Also, I'm not allergic to it because I'm allergic to peanut butter, so I never can have a peanut butter sandwich. I've had the same lunch for the past 10 years. I know some people might think that is pretty crazy, but I find it kind of helpful because I know I can eat it and I know nothing bad will happen when I eat it. Also, it's just easy for me to get for myself if I'm in a situation where I need to get my own lunch. And I really love cheese.
I've done CPR on Sarah probably 3 times, and probably, I wouldn't even count the number of times that, you know, she's choked or gone blue and that. So that is, when you stop and think about it, that's pretty scary.
Eating has always been a struggle for me, and it's always taken longer to do than other people. Like, for example, when I was at birthday parties, I was always the last one still eating at the birthday party table, and everyone else would have run away to do whatever. Because for them, it might have taken them, I don't know, 10 minutes or something to eat that piece of chocolate cake. But for me, it probably took me a good hour or 45 minutes.
I think there is a constant level of anxiety, but I also have to tell myself I have to let her do things. I have to let her go to the school ball. I have to let her, you know, go to Special Olympics training and things like that.
Once she started school, you could see it was going to be, difficult for her. Often she'd be the odd, or she'd always the odd one out sort of thing.
Yeah, all through primary she had a good friendship group, probably because she was so little and she was like a little doll and the other girls would like mother her and look after her. And at intermediate it did change a little bit. There was bullying.
People can be really unkind when you have a disability. It's like they don't think before they act or something, or they don't think you have feelings too, and they say things and do things that really, really hurt you. They call you mean names or not, or sometimes it might not even be mean names, or they throw things at you. Sometimes it can be an action, like they run away from you, or they don't want to sit next to you, or maybe they just don't even want to talk to you or even acknowledge you. It got pretty bad sometimes. I had this particularly a person who was really mean to me. She was mean to me a lot at lunchtime and when tea, and some people just didn't know how cruel she was. But the biggest one was actually this guy who was really mean to me, and that ended up quite badly actually. He would always call me names and torment me and everything and say like he was gonna blow my head up and stuff. And one day he actually threw a rock at my head. I like listening to happy, upbeat, positive songs that remind you not to give up and to keep your head up and you can let your head down. I think I just try to look on the bright side and try to think of the friends I have and family that I have. I guess I just try to think of positively and try to think of kind people, because there is probably some people out there that are actually kind and have a decent heart. I chose this T-shirt today to wear because I think it is definitely, I agree with this motto, and it's definitely cool to be kind. Kids at school didn't know that I was just like them in a way, that I liked music or TV shows or things. I was just like everyone else in a way, into lots of things, but I had a disability. Please have a hot chocolate. I think Dad tends to worry about me being home alone, I think. My mum probably worries about me when I go out and when my swallowing.
Planning for the future is difficult. That's probably the next step. We've got to try and get her sort of more independent.
I don't mind too much that she's not, you know, like, I don't mind too much if she was here for many years and things.
I've done ballet, I've done brownies, I've done Girl Guides, I've done dancing, I've done swimming. I think that was about it. But the main one I've done is horse riding. These are medals from my first nationals with Special Olympics. And this is the one that's pretty awesome. It's first place at Bartley's Riding Academy, where I competed against able-bodied people. I came here in 2010, and yeah, I pretty much read like this around me. I just kept going in the circle. Missy, she's a bit of a trickster. She will sort of know from that part say, but she thinks anyway, I'll just go around the jump, or I'll just go around this way.
When I first met Sarah, I wasn't actually aware that her vision was as poor as it was, and I had a little horse called Jack. And Sarah rode the horse and it went in small circles. So I said to her, I think that maybe we just need to get your head up, love, and we need to sort of like focus to where you're going to go. And she looked at me and she said, Karen, I can't see. She can only see to the horse's ears when she rides.
Riding has so many benefits for Sarah, not only like socially, with making friends here at riding and at Special Olympics riding, but also health-wise. So of her lungs not being very good, basically riding works as respiratory physiotherapy.
Come on, keep moving. Moving. Now there, see, there. Go now, go. Yeah, that's a go. Now straight down towards the gate. She's improved her physical condition hugely because she came quite weak. And she certainly has poor breathing skills as well. I think she's struggling there with her lung capacity, and that's improved. Yeah, but Sarah, come on, you can do better than that, love. You know where you're going. Turn around and growl. Growl. And go over. Go down again.
All the things you're trying to concentrate on is where you're going, listening, looking, and then obviously I'm trying to catch my breath or, make sure I'm not getting too puffed out or something at the same time. And with jumping, I do get puffed out quite a bit.
Okay, you get to me, love. Keep coming. You're doing good. Keep coming. Come on, keep coming. Keep coming. Ride Missy down to the bottom. Ride Missy down to the bottom. Don't look down at the pony. Look to where you're going to go. Good girl. She knows she has to keep going, or she just can't, the horse won't go for her. So she just realises that she's had to improve. I think she's done a little bit of work at the gym, and that's helped her too. But, I mean, from a little girl that came and really couldn't get too far around this arena without being tired, now she can run a whole lesson for 55 minutes. And she keeps up with everybody. Now go all the way to the top. Woohoo! Woohoo! Good girl.
That was a really hard section because I trotted a lot. My horse even cantered over the jumps, which she doesn't sometimes too. So when she does it, you get like, oh my God. And then you also get a bit puffed out.
And beautiful salute. Good girl. And walk on and give the pony a pat. That's very good.
I guess I'm really tough. For example, not worrying if I have millions of friends or going to parties every weekend, or I don't know, something that people might make out that if you're normal, you do.
Yeah?
Yep.
Here, I got these.
Oh,
There
right.
you go. Nice.
Oh, nice. No, yes, we go put them away. I'll go put this one. Wait. At horse riding, I legit get back on the horse, but in life in general, I always try to get back on the horse, climb that mountain again. I think that's, where do you see yourself in 10 years' time? In the mirror?
Attitude was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.